Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be rebuilding this Roadmaster tow bar. If you follow along the channel or have seen any of our other videos, you know that we towed this 1989 Ford Bronco behind our 2012 fifth wheel toy hauler. And so I bought this tow bar used. I have no idea how many miles is on it, but the previous owner was full-time campers, so I would say they traveled quite a bit with it. They had it on a Jeep, I believe it was a Jeep Cherokee, but I've installed it here on the Bronco, and I've noticed it's got a little bit of play in it. When you get it fully extended, it's just got a little more play than I would like, and these slides has gotten really stiff, and I have lubricated them, and it helps for a little while, but anyway, I called the company, told them what the deal was, and they said that they offer a complete rebuild kit. I haven't even opened the box yet. I wanted to do that on camera to see what it comes with. So I'll open it up and see what comes in the box. Yeah, this will be kit number 910003-20. It does have some instructions in the bag. I can see that there is bolts, rivets, plastic washers. I'm not sure what kind of plastic they're made out of. Some of these plastic slide bushings, I'm assuming they go right in here. And epoxy. Alright, so we may have to go back to the instructions a time or two, but I'm thinking it's going to be easier to start out with this on the Bronco so that I can pull these out a little easier. So I guess we'll just start with this one right here. Now this is called the safety bolt, I believe. So you remove the safety bolt, and it didn't come with new safety bolts, so hold on to those. And then there's a rivet on each side of this outer tube right here. It's going to take a 1/8 inch drill bit. Alright, let's see if I got them enough to push this button in. So I'm gonna have to stick this back in here. That's kind of what I was thinking, as hard as these arms are to pull out. And it says says to hold a cloth over the end of the outer tube because it's going to pop some sort of a spring out on this button. So we got it. Alright, so I had to switch drills. Kinda in between tools right now. My faithful old 19.2 volt Craftsman set. Hello, Echo. The batteries, you know, the old NiCad batteries was never any good, but I had two lithium-ion batteries I'd bought several years ago, and one quit pretty soon. It was the little, was a 1.5 amp hour or something like that. It quit pretty quick. I dropped it and it quit working. Then I had a 5 amp hour. I think it's a 5, maybe a 4.5. But it was the best thing you could get at the time, and that one gave really good service. And about a couple weeks ago, it give up on me. So I kind of hate to spend the money on another battery or two on an outdated system. So I'm currently working on choosing something else. So if y'all have any suggestions, leave them in the comments. I'm kind of leaning toward DeWalt. I'd love to have Milwaukee, but it's a little more expensive. I think this is maybe what's holding it in. It hits pretty. Yeah, these rivets are spinning on the drill bit. Yeah, that's enough. There we go. There's a spring pushing a pin up inside of this tube. So when this part gets to the, so you got two pins in there pushing against each other. So when I pull this out, there's a pin going to come out. So it says to get a cloth. I guess I better do that. And it says you're supposed to use a grinder to trim this to fit. I don't know about that. I think I will go to the belt sander. So that was quick work on the sander. And it says to make sure that this gap is at the bottom. Make sure I don't have any metal shavings right here where I was drilling. Alright, so it's going to be too tight. So what we're going to have to do is take it back to the belt sander again, and you want to sand these edges down evenly. Take the same off of each side. Alright, so I think I may have this fitting pretty good. It's a little rough right here on the end. Uh-oh. But once you get past the, I can move that pretty easily. Alright, so this is called the button stem, and this is your new cap, and this the same as this right here. But as you can see, it's got this head on it right here to keep it from coming through the hole. So what we'll do is drop this down in that hole right there. Run the arm back in there. Till you can see that pin through the hole. Then you want to turn him over. And now you've got it through. Alright, we're going to drop our spring in, and that piece rounded side up, push down on it, push it into the tube. There we go. Alright, so We need to put our safety bolt back in. And you want to do that in the locked position. You don't want to go too crazy on tightening that because it could collapse this tube. And then you want to check I think that'll be all right. Checking the movement of this bushing. Then it says to take your 1/8 inch bit and drill through this bushing. Take your 2 of your 4 pop rivets. See, the rivets is holding it in there right now, and I think when I get some pressure against it like this, it'll hold those rivets. There we go. Remember to keep your hand over the top of it. It'll shoot that little goober out. Whoa, that was on there tight. There we go. All right, go to the belt sander and fit this. Drop that. So drop that little pin. That's the button. What do they call it? The button stem for the auto lock. Just like that till you can see it down in the hole. There it comes. Then you pull it back just a little bit. Turn it up on the side. Alright. Now we're going to put these two spring in the pin. Push it down. Give it a little push up in there. Line your bushing up. Now you just hit the locked position right there. Don't forget, your gap needs to go at the bottom. So we'll spray some silicone on that. Alright. Now we'll check the maybe a little tight yet. I think that'll be all right. And all those do is hold that bushing in place. You know, clean these off real good. And this is what the epoxy is for. So it's a two-part epoxy. Cut them both open. Fold it over like that. There's two packs right down the middle. Fold it over. Just squeeze it all out there. This is why I waited till I got both sides done, so that I didn't have to wait for my epoxy to set up. I mean, in case my epoxy set up. And there's little grooves in this pin. You want to make sure and get epoxy in the completely fill the grooves. That's what it says. It says if these won't go on, you can put them in boiling water to soften them up. be the case. Once you get them seated on there, wipe off all the excess epoxy. And this one came with, this kit came with this extra bolt with 2 washers. The only place I can figure that would go, because it came with 3, but this one is longer. And I'm assuming some models may have been bolted right here instead of pinned and welded. So that's all I can figure. Don't forget to put that back. So this bolt is shouldered. You'll tighten it until it stops. Wasn't too bad. The rivets was the hardest part. Just a little extra security, knowing that it's ready to go. I don't have any war bolts, bad bushings. Should tow a little tighter now. I didn't really notice it behind the camper, but when I tow it with like the Excursion or the pickup, which is not very often, but when I do, you can kind of feel it swaying a little bit, so maybe that'll tighten some things up. So guys, there you go. That's how you install a complete repair kit on a Roadmaster Stowmaster 5000. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. If you hadn't already, go down and subscribe. We sure would appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.